Caitlin Clark will have Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods levels of influence. The NBA as well as the WNBA world cannot stop gushing over the superstar that Caitlin Clark is and has already gone on to become in a short period. I mean, everyone is talking about her, except for Cheryl Swoops, of course. But other than her, the basketball world can't get enough of Caitlin Clark. And why should they get enough of her? Isn't she just spectacular?
And that's a fact.
And while it might be a little too early to say this, Clark has already revolutionized the game of basketball. There is wider coverage, more money, and more spectators attending the WNBA, much more than ever before, all because of Clark. What is it about her? Her personality, her skills on the court, her carefree nature, her charm? Well, it cannot just be one of these, but more like a mixture of all these traits and characteristics. Such is the star power of the Indiana Fever rookie, that it even drove WNBA legend Nancy Lieberman to drop a massive statement about Clark during a broadcast between the Indiana Fever and Dallas Wings. Right when Clark was shooting free throws, Lieberman compared the Fever rookie to the likes of legends like Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan for the way she's changing the game. Isn't that crazy? People dream of being someone like Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan, and being bestowed with the honor of having your name called out in the same sentence as Jordan and Woods is something extraordinary. Clark must be feeling on top of the world. Here's what Lieberman's exact words were. What Caitlin Clark has done for the game is generational. As a baller to a baller, I just want to say thank you to Caitlin Clark for just lifting our game up. You and so many great players, but what you're doing, you're going to make all these women multimillionaires one day like Tiger did, like Michael Jordan did. And we shouldn't hate on her. We should celebrate her, not tolerate her. Now that's absolutely correct, isn't it? And while we are talking about Clark revolutionizing basketball, we have got to touch upon how Tiger Woods and MJ brought about major changes in their respective sports. Take Woods, for instance. I mean, before him, golf was not seen as a sport that needed high levels of athleticism or physique, but Woods changed that. He ushered in a new era of athleticism to the sport, introducing a fitness regimen that encouraged other players to focus on their physical conditioning, bringing more athleticism into golf. Not to forget how he globalized and popularized golf all across the world and set up newer and better competitive standards in the game as well. And then coming to someone like Michael Jordan, the GOAT of basketball, who was not just an athlete, but a cultural icon. Someone who influenced future generations across all sports and was solely responsible for bringing about changes in the competitive culture of basketball, while transforming the athlete-brand relationship through his endorsement deal with Nike, which led to the creation of the Air Jordan shoe line. Now that shoe did not only become one of the best-selling sneakers in history, but also made Jordan a cultural icon. So to be compared to legends like Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan must mean a great deal for Clark. Now, to take some examples of how Caitlin Clark has already become a star and has revolutionized the sport, we have to highlight her role and her effect on the WNBA charter flights. The WNBA is attracting more attention than ever, courtesy of Caitlin Clark, who helped the NCAA reach its best viewership in history for women's basketball, with nearly 19 million fans watching the title game this year. Not only that, Clark attracted a lot of attention even while walking through the airport with her new Indiana Fever teammates for a preseason game with the Dallas Wings. And that exhibition also sold out quickly, with fans desperately waiting, and lining outside to get into the arena and watch the game. And it was mainly because of Clark's star power that the WNBA now plans to commit $50 million over the next 2 years to provide full-time charter flight service for its teams during the season.
He looked out and added a voice to the plight that these females have had to deal with inexcusably.
Now that is what you call influence. That's the influence of Clark. And it doesn't end there. WNBA teams have also been moving games against Clark and Indiana to bigger arenas because of increased demand and more number of spectators who want to watch Clark play. In fact, the most watched game was the Indiana Fever versus the Chicago Sky, which displayed the rivalry between Clark and fellow rookie star Angel Reese, a rivalry that originated during their college days. Do you know how much this game averaged? 2.30 million viewers. Yes, you heard that right. And out of the top 10 most watched games of the year, all of them include Clark and her team as well. Now that's crazy. And to let you in on the revenues and profits that the WNBA has been enjoying, thanks to Clark, the WNBA has signed a new media deal for the next 11 years, worth over $2 billion, which is equivalent to $200 million per year. Now that is a massive increase from the previous deal, which only brought in $50 million annually, 4 times less than the new agreement. Legends like LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, and Charles Barkley have defended Clark from all the hate that she is also subjected to by many. But they have only had great things to say about the Indiana Fever rookie. Not to forget that she was welcomed with loud cheers and support from the rival Chicago Sky fans in Indiana Fever's recent game against them. Well, it seems like Clark has already become a superstar of the game, and it might not take her long to become a WNBA legend as well.